In the heart of the Negev desert in Israel, the ground lies cracked beneath relentless heat. For generations, this land was considered too dry, too harsh, and too lifeless to support large-scale agriculture. But instead of walking away, people chose to begin with the one thing the desert had in abundance: sunlight. Convoys of trucks carried thousands of solar panels deep into the barren landscape. One by one, the panels were installed across the sand. Transforming the same scorching sun that once destroyed life into a source of clean energy. That energy powered pumps, control systems, irrigation networks, and enormous drilling machines. The next challenge was water. Drill bits cut through layer after layer of solid rock, descending hundreds of meters beneath the desert floor. In a place like this, finding water means finding life. After days of continuous drilling, pressure began to rise from below. Then, suddenly, water burst from the ground. A hidden underground source had been found beneath one of the driest regions on Earth. At that moment, the future of the project changed. What do you think mattered most here? Advanced technology or human determination? Share your answer in the comments. But water alone was not enough. The desert soil was poor in nutrients, high in salt, and unable to hold moisture for long. Truck after truck arrived carrying fertile soil, organic compost, and essential minerals. Heavy machinery broke apart the hardened ground. The soil was mixed, leveled, tested, and treated meter by meter. Its acidity, salinity, drainage, and moisture retention were carefully measured. People often admire the harvest, but forget the years of work hidden beneath the roots. There can be no sweet fruit without first rebuilding the soil. At the same time, another transformation was taking place inside research and propagation centers. Local grape varieties that could tolerate extreme heat were selected and crossed with high-quality varieties from around the world. Healthy branches were cut, disinfected, treated, and placed in controlled growing environments. Temperature, humidity, and nutrients were monitored constantly. Only the strongest young plants were allowed to continue, because outside the greenhouse, they would not be entering an ordinary field. They would be entering the desert. Across the prepared land, an advanced drip irrigation network was installed. Main pipelines carried water from deep underground. Smaller tubes delivered carefully measured drops directly to the roots of each vine. Nothing was wasted. Sensors inside the soil measured moisture in real time. When the ground became too dry, the system activated automatically. When the roots had received enough water, it stopped. Fertilizer was delivered through the same network in precise amounts. This was not farming based on guesswork. It was agriculture guided by data. The young grapevines were then transported from the nursery to the Negev desert. Each plant was lowered into a prepared hole filled with improved soil and organic nutrients. The roots were covered carefully. A drip line was placed beside the stem. Then the first drops of water began to sink into the earth. Above the ground, each vine looked small and fragile. Below the surface, its roots were beginning to claim a place in land once thought incapable of supporting life. If you want to see whether these young vines can survive the desert and produce their first harvest, stay with this journey. Support posts were driven into the ground. Wires were stretched across long rows. As the vines grew, workers guided the new shoots upward, removed weak growth, and protected the strongest branches. Day after day, more green appeared across the yellow landscape. Then the first flowers emerged. Small clusters formed. Tiny grapes, no larger than peas, began to grow beneath the intense desert sun. Drones flew above the vineyard, scanning each row for signs of disease, water stress, or uneven growth. Their cameras detected changes too subtle for the human eye. The information was sent directly to a central control room, where experts monitored thousands of vines at once. Problems could now be treated before they spread. Months passed. The grapes grew larger, sweeter, and heavier. Technicians collected samples from different parts of the vineyard and measured the Brix level, an indicator of sugar content and ripeness. Only when sweetness, acidity, color, and size reached the required standard was the harvest approved. Then the vineyard came alive. Workers moved carefully between the rows, cutting heavy clusters from the vines. Crates filled quickly. Vehicles carried the grapes away from the fields in a continuous stream. A scene that once existed only in computer simulations had become real. The Negev desert had entered its first great harvest. After collection, the grapes were cleaned, inspected, and sorted. The finest clusters were packed for supermarkets, restaurants, and export markets. Others were pressed into juice or sent into fermentation tanks to become wine. Every bottle and every box carried the result of years of research, engineering, patience, and human labor. If this transformation has changed the way you see farming, share this documentary and subscribe to the channel for more extraordinary stories of science, nature, and human ambition. And human ambition. As evening fell, the vineyard stretched toward the horizon. Fresh grapes, juice, and wine made from this once barren land were placed on a table between the rows. In the distance, solar panels reflected the last light of sunset. The desert was still there. The heat was still there. But the land was no longer lifeless. It had become a modern agricultural ecosystem, producing food, creating jobs, and delivering abundant harvests. Human beings cannot make the desert disappear, but with science, technology, and determination, they can help life take root in one of the harshest places on Earth. And the heavy clusters of grapes growing in the Negev desert in Israel are living proof of one simple truth: a land does not always decide its own destiny. Sometimes, people do.